Hi you guys, I'm back today with a video on a brand that I have been waiting to try for a really long time. I've actually been pressing some of her shadows for a hot minute now, and so I was really excited when I saw that she finally started to release stuff that was in palette form, because as satisfying as it is to press my own shadows, it is also nice to have something already ready-made. So the brand that I am talking about is Tammy Tanuka, and the palette I'm speaking of is the Flaming Gold palette. Technically the brand is Sigil inspired and it's Tammy Tanuka, so I'm not sure if it's like Sigil inspired or Tammy Tanuka or both. If it's all in the title, I'm not exactly 100% sure, but that is definitely who the palette is from, and this is the size of it. There are a couple different sizes. You can get a big size, but it was really expensive, or this size, which is roughly about the size of my palm. So here's the thing. Originally I was kind of irked about it, especially when I got, because I actually have another one of her palettes here, even smaller. So tiny, tiny, tiny. But when you look inside, the shadows are extremely small. And as irksome as that is, it's also kind of practical in a real way. Like, you could get the bigger palette, and that's fine. Sorry, my shadows kind of look like a mess because I was dipping my brushes in. But the nice thing is, I mean, if you're like me or a lot of us makeup lovers out there, you have a large collection already, and you're never going to get through all of your palettes. Like, it's never going to happen. This is actually kind of a great idea in all reality, to have smaller pan sizes. Okay, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to catch some flack for it. I love Give Me Glow, but I wish they did normal size pans. That's just my only thing about them. Like, I love them. I love their quality. I love everything about them. Same with JD Glow. Really nice brand. I hate that you can only get the large pan sizes. I feel like it's a waste. I'll never get through it all. I wish I would, but that's just not real life, and that's not practical for the majority of us. And they could probably charge a little bit less by offering smaller pans. So that's just my thought there. So this, to me, I'm really into. I think it's a great idea. Now, this cost me roughly $35 when converted over from Russian rubles. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry. I'm totally not up and up on the currency things. But you know, you get 10 shades in here, so that's not terrible. And there's actually quite a bit of product in each one of these little pans. So I'm just saying it bears some thought, and definitely something I hope that other brands jump into, because I think it's a great idea. So in any case, this is what the inside of it looks like, and it took actually not that long. I was kind of surprised. I think it maybe only took like 2 weeks, maybe slightly over, and the shipping cost was about $5. So altogether I spent $41, I think, to get this here, which is not cheap. But Tammy Tanuka is super well known for her shades, and I really wanted to give them a shot. I only have her loose formula, and I can tell you this, her shades are super unique. I can't wait to actually, I'm pulling my own hair. I can't wait to actually swatch them for you guys. I have been pressing them for a really long time, but I'm not done yet because I have like, it's going to be such a large video, it's going to be ridiculous. You're going to need a whole bucket of popcorn, that's all I'm saying. In any case, I want to swatch this for you guys, and then I'm going to do the look that's on my eyes. I'm going to give you some tips at the very end for when you're applying these, because I could have done a lot better. Like, this is fine, it looks not bad, but I'm telling you, in person, it's much more diverse than what you guys are seeing. One of the shades, actually, I think 2 of the shades in the palette are actually like multi-chromes. They genuinely are. The thing is, you've got, well, the one is more of like a transform, and that's what I've got in the inside of my eye. And I've got some tips on it, I've got some thoughts on it, and I want to give them to you guys at the very end. So I'm going to swatch this for you, and then I'll do this look, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, the very first shade is called 020. And now I'm really sad that I did not use this today. This shade is gorgeous. It's like a gold shade with a bit of cinnamon kind of reddish tint to it. Maybe it's like pink. Wow. And then I've got some left over on my pinky. Actually, I'm going to add this to my eye right now. Next shade I have is 035. This is a really pretty kind of tan, maybe gray undertone tan shade, but still kind of warm at the same time. Shade is 036. And this is one of the shifty shades. So this is kind of a red shifting gold and orange kind of shade. It is beautiful. The one thing I'm going to say is, you guys, I don't want you to take these swatches and think that they're not that good. I mean, I'm having a hard time kind of getting my middle finger into the pan. I got fat little fingertips, so. This also has a bit of green depending on how you turn it as well. It is 018. Wow. I think I figured out the best way to pick them up now. That is a gorgeous gold shade. It is super foiled. And now I want to add that to my eye, and maybe I will. 033. And this is a beautiful kind of olivey green shade. Really nice. I think these two Like, you could use just these two and get a gorgeous look. Blow this one out all over the crease and then put this on the lid. Fantastic. This is a crazy multi-chrome shade, but it is very sheer. So this is 024. Okay, so you guys are seeing like the pinkish orangish shift, and I'm seeing nothing but a bright lime green and gold. It's a very beautiful, very shifty shade, and unfortunately I'm only catching some of it. Oh, that's so disappointing. It is 024. And this is a peachy champagne foiled color. Really gorgeous. It is 037. And this is a beautiful orangey pink shade. 027. And that's kind of shifty too. Like, this whole palette is full of shiftiness. Reddish, pinkish, orangish. Beautiful color. Oh my goodness gracious, I can't hang. A shade in the palette is 021. And this is kind of an orangish gold color. It looks more orange in the camera, so again, maybe this is another, it is a shifty shade. Oh my gosh, I can't even hang. This is stunning. Stunning. Okay, I'm back, you guys, and I have final thoughts on everything. You might notice that my eyes look different, and it's because I couldn't stop dinking around with colors, and I jacked it all up, and I don't want to discuss it. I'm sorry. I tried to fix my eyeliner, but it is really bad. So, let's just pretend it's not the hot mess that it is. But I kept trying to add stuff, and I just shouldn't have. I should have left it alone. But when I was swatching it, I just couldn't help myself because they were so pretty. I couldn't stop. So, some things to note. The palette is great. If you like the swatches, you may want to get the bigger one. I think it may be easier to work with. However, the smaller one is completely fine. I was able to get my brushes in just fine. An eyeshadow primer, I definitely think that's a good thing to do. The other thing I think is that, for instance, the 6th shade that I swatch is a transformer shade. And what that means is, I mean, you can see it on my inner eye and it looks pretty, but I think it would look much better layered over another more like opaque color. So definitely try it that way. I think that would make a big difference on the impact on your eye. Or if you have like a glitter glue or something like that, I think that would also kind of change that. Or if you put it over like a dark base, like a black shadow, or possibly even change it more by putting it under a white base. So it might make it show up a little bit better. Those are just some tips, some ideas, some thoughts I have on it. The other thing I wanted to note is that the customer service with Tammy Tanuka can be really hard to navigate. It is extremely difficult to have conversations with them if you are from any other country. Now, maybe if you use the Etsy site, the experience would be slightly different. Maybe they have somebody delegated to respond in whatever language from wherever you might be ordering from. For me, I actually ordered from the Sigil site, and it is, you know, it's based in Russia, and that's where she's from, so that totally makes sense. So when I had to reach out to customer service, it was kind of a nightmare because we were going back and forth. I was having to use Google Translate, and it was a trip. So they did get back with me and they were responsive, but it was difficult to navigate. So that's something to keep in mind. Really be sure what you're ordering or what you're wanting to do before you get a hold of them. I think it'll save you a lot of trouble long term. But other than that, they packaged everything really well. It came in good time. I have no complaints about the products themselves. I think they're really good. I think the colors are very surprising, and it's sad because even in the pictures I was getting, you could not see some of the shifts, and that is disappointing. I need to get a big mirror so that I can lay it out and do pictures on top of that, like next to it, so you guys can see that, because wow, the actual turn and shift to these is insane, and definitely I see why the price of this palette is what it is. I think it is totally justifiable. I think it's a really good deal, actually, for what you're getting. So, you know, if you've been wanting to dip into multi-chromes and duochromes and things like that, this is a really good way to do that. And if you don't like it, they're small pans, and it's kind of a small investment opposed to buying, like, you know, big pans or big pigment containers of it. So I definitely think it's a great way to do that, and I think it is worth trying. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Despite my terrible eyeliner, this one, it's just driving me nuts. It's driving me nuts. Oh, it's giving me a complex, but that's okay. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, subscribe, and ring the bell for future updates. Although, who would want to watch after this hot mess video? I'm not exactly sure. But anyway, I hope everybody's doing great and having a good weekend, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.